Good afternoon. This week's wealth expansion forecast is all about learning to live from the inside out. It's another intense week this week, so you're going to want to pay attention to what's going on in the energies and in the quantum field. So, I'm Kristen Vallis, and I am your quantum numerologist, wealth expansion coach, and certified brain game coach, here to help you navigate the energies of the week and this eclipse season. We're in the eclipse doorway right now in this portal, and it's a beautiful time for big energetic shifts and growth, but it can also be very intense. And so that's what we're navigating this week, is a lot of that intensity coming up. And this week is really about the inside out work and learning to navigate life through heart-based decisions and heart-based actions, and not coming from the head, not coming from the mind, and not coming from all of these old belief systems that have been programmed into us for so many years and so many lifetimes that just aren't serving us anymore, and not serving us on an individual level, not serving us on a collective level. And the changes we want to see in the world have to come from the inside out. There's no way around this, and that's what's bringing up the challenges this week for everyone. Is there's no shortcut through this. There's no way around. We have to feel our feelings, and many of us are not used to doing that. Many of us do not like to do that. We're not comfortable with that. Some of us have no clue where to start, and it's so uncomfortable that we'll do just about anything to avoid it. And that goes for everything from addictions to drama, massive drama rising up once again in the collective, and a lot of emotional immaturity, which is spurring that on. And so the call this week for us as the way showers and leaders and teachers is, to really dive into our own personal life and our own experiences, and knowing that we can't help make changes in the world. We can't show the way for others if we're not willing to do the work ourselves. And we have been doing the work. If you're watching this, you've been doing the work this year. You've been opening your heart more and more. You've been pulling your mind down into your heart more and more and practicing with this. And yet this week is calling for a new level of mastery with this. It's calling for an initiation into higher realms of this with this Jack of Hearts energy, and this 2 days kicking off the week in this 7 energy month. We're ending the week on an 8 energy day with a 5 of Hearts contract. 5 of Hearts is all about change. 8 is about commitment and momentum and devotion. And so, we're really being called into a higher level of this, and this is going to require some deep introspection this week, a lot of awareness, a lot of self-awareness this week, a lot of compassion for ourselves and others, and a willingness to love more. And that is what we're being called into. It's what we've been being called into all year, and since the start of this whole situation that began in early 2020. I want to be careful of the words I'm choosing, just to keep the AI happy. So anyway, it's the only thing that I'm really codependent with, I think, at this point, is the AI. Just because I want my message to get out and be heard, and so I'm willing to not people please, but AI please a little bit in order to get my message out, or at least to circumvent the AI a bit. So in any case, I digress. But it is kind of part of what the message is, because there's so much control rising up right now. There's so much stubbornness. There's so much judgment and criticizing rising up, and that certainly happens with the cancel culture going on, and all of the things that the control structures trying to enforce and create new restrictions and new rules on everyone. And even within our individual communities, with people judging one another, criticizing one another for not living the way that they think they should. That, this whole idea that if people don't agree with you, that somehow they're not good people, and that there's a whole history of this, and throughout the ages of persecution of different people for different belief systems. We know this. We've studied this in our history classes, despite the fact that history has been very skewed from what reality has been. There have been some teachings around this, and we certainly know that, in the past, there have been groups of people that have been discriminated against terribly, and to the point of death. And so we're seeing things like that rising up again. And while there's, I don't even want to say there's not any death involved, there is. So I can't really say that. But, things are rising up to be seen, to be transmuted. This time it's not going to continue. This time it is going to be different, because we are rising in consciousness. We have already expanded our consciousness so much, and so things are different, even though they don't seem like it in the moment. And it really is a call for us to come into that heart space even more, and be willing to do the work ourselves, because this is how we change the world. We change the world from the inside out. And the more that we're willing to keep diving in, keep doing the work on ourselves, the more we can ripple out more love, more compassion to the rest of the world, and really shift the vibration of the planet. And we've been doing that. And so we see that it's working. And this is a call for more. This is a call for going even higher with it. And so today and this week, we're noticing this rising up of this emotional immaturity to be seen so it can be cleared. This rising up of procrastination, of stubbornness, judgment, criticism, negative thinking, all the codependent behaviors, the control, the illusion that we can even control anything, because we really can't. It's all an illusion. I've been talking about this for some time now, and we're really seeing the culmination of this because we are wrapping up 2021, and these were many of the big lessons this year. And so the question that we're being asked right now, and especially with Neptune retrograde coming to a close very shortly, we're being asked, what have we learned this year? What have we learned since June, since Neptune went retrograde? Wow, that's a mouthful. And we will still be in Neptune energy all the way through to the end of the year as a collective. So we're being asked to really look at that and look at where we are actually walking the talk. That's what Neptune is asking us to do, is walk our spiritual talk. So it's time to really step up, if we haven't been yet, into, are you, for instance, last week I came on and I talked about the full moon and all the different things to do, and then I didn't do half of them, and I'm feeling the repercussions of that now. And so now I'm having to go back and do those things, do those intentions, do the forgiveness work, because I didn't make the space to do that. So we're really being told, no, you've got to walk the talk. It's not enough to just spread the word. You've got to be doing it yourself. And that's also what we're being asked to do with this heart-based decision making, and to really practice now, if we haven't been all year, or practice even more, getting better at it, of pulling the mind down into the heart. When we're making decisions, we're making it from a heart-centered place, a place of love, love being our motivation, compassion being our motivation, and our alignments with ourself, with the truth of who we are. If we don't know what our core values are and what the true essence of us is, it's very difficult to be aligned with that. So doing the work and coming within and doing this on a regular, daily, multiple times a day, if you have to, basis, to really come to this place where you can do this automatically eventually, where you can come from that heart-centered, heart-inspired action, instead of what you think you should be doing right now, what is your heart saying? What does your heart want? What is your heart telling you is the next action to take? And I got to tell you, I am not practiced at this enough. Like, for me, this is hard. So, and I've been exposed to this for several years now and been practicing this, and it's still challenging to me. So, I came from a background of being totally traumatized and not being able to even name my emotions, much less feel all of them, and be willing to feel all of them. And so, for many of us, this is challenging work, and yet it is the key to having everything we want and to creating the experience of a world that we want, an experience of more love in the world, of more connection, of more unity consciousness. This is where we're trying to go as a collective, and we are going, and we will get there. And this is the path. This is the way to go. There's more than one way to do things, and yet this one can't be circumvented. You can't circumvent love. Love has to be part of whatever path you're choosing in order for you to get the results that you're looking for. And so that is really the call this week, is we'll be practicing this more and more. We're being called to walk our spiritual talk. We're being called to feel all our feelings and to let them rise up and to be emotionally mature with them and navigate them using our tools, using forgiveness, using compassion, using acceptance, using personal responsibility. I had an experience this morning with my neighbor waking me up doing laundry before the allotted permitted time, and my bedroom is right above the laundry room, and so it wakes me up if somebody's doing laundry before we're allowed to. And he woke me up today, and I was not happy about it, and I woke up in this drama, and I recognized it immediately, and I was like, okay, is this the way you want to start your day? And I had to take personal responsibility for it in a way, because it was like, okay, well, I could have gone to bed earlier and gotten up earlier, and this wouldn't have even been a problem. So it's like, where's my part in it? Where and do I want, even if I had done everything perfectly, I say in air quotes, I still have choices. I still can choose to let something disrupt my day and disrupt my emotional state and keep me in a state that I'm not finding productive and I don't enjoy being in. Or I can choose something different, or I can choose love, or I can choose compassion, where I got to a point where I was like, hey, I don't know what he's going through. This energy is really intense. And from all my interactions with him, I don't find that he's very conscious yet. And so, he might be having a really hard time with this. And having that compassion for him, like, I know for me, when I don't want to deal with my emotions, one of the things I do is I get busy with the to-do list, and particularly cleaning. So cleaning, doing laundry, that kind of stuff are things that I do to avoid feeling my emotions. And it's just some of the things I do. And at least I end up with a clean house, but I don't end up with a clean house internally. And so that's the more important house to take care of. And just being able to have that compassion and say, you know what, I don't know what he's going through. Maybe he's really having a hard time of it, and he was just really self-absorbed in all that and just did what he did, and noticing that Jack of Hearts, that emotional immaturity rising up today in so many people. I mean, I could, keep going with different experiences I've been having today with interactions with other people, and or just witnessing actions of other people being very emotionally immature. And so there is a rising up of that today, and it's calling us to a deeper sense of compassion. And I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but the electric saw going right now, I love it, because it's like, right, we need to cut all this stuff away. We need to saw all this stuff away that's no longer serving us. and, really get into our hearts, really get into love, and come at everything through a place of love. And so if you're on the live or on the replay, let me know in the comments if you're experiencing anything like this today, or what your experience is of the energy, because this really is the energy of today, is really setting the tone for the week for massive change for us as we come through to the end of the week, in terms of how we approach life, how we make decisions, and making those decisions more from our heart space and much less from our minds, right? And really coming into that and mastering that this week, and or at least coming into a new level of mastery. We won't master it this week, but thereby doing this, we are coming into a better understanding of who we are and what we value and what the true essence of us is. So this is not just about feel your feelings, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear that anymore. It's about, what do you really value? What do you want to create in the world? And who are you? What is the true essence of you? Because you're not the judgment, you're not the criticism, you're not the negative thinking, you're not the codependent behaviors, you're not all that stuff. That's not the truth of who you are. Those are fear-based programmed reactions that we've been, having programmed into us for lifetimes. And so whether you believe in reincarnation or you believe in ancestral crap coming down, either way, this is the stuff that the saw is telling us to cut away. And so, and that's what we're doing this week, and we're really leaning into that. And what a beautiful week to do that here in the US. It's Thanksgiving this week, really diving into that heart space and that love and that unity consciousness with everyone. Thanksgiving is always a calling to do that, always a reminder to do that. And there's a reason Thanksgiving comes at this time of year, because we have more of this heart energy contract at this time of year. So November and December is the most heart energy we have in the contracts all year. And so that's why we have these particular holidays and celebrations that come at this time, and this feeling of wanting to be together, wanting to love more, wanting to be with family and friends, and just create that social unity structure. It's part of all of that. And we're also in the Neptune portion of the year, the Neptune season of the year collectively, which is all about dreaming about what we want to create in the world, dreaming big, imagining, envisioning all the things that are possible, what's really possible. And in order to really dive into possibilities, we have to let go of the stuff that's holding us back from doing that, which is all the fear-based reactions and programming. And so that's what's going on this week is, we're really diving into this, and it's a beautiful thing, but it is going to be some pretty intense energy. So as you're navigating the week and navigating the family get-togethers and all of that, and there could be some intensity rising up. There could be some people still acting out emotionally immaturely throughout the week. And so as they're learning to navigate this, and if they're not conscious of it, it can be more challenging for them. So this is where we really get to practice. We really get to practice being compassionate, being loving, and giving that compassion and love to ourselves as well. This doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. This doesn't mean sacrificing yourself for the greater good in that way. When we are, and I think about the Jack of Hearts being the Christ consciousness, that's the, what the correlation is with this particular card. But Christ consciousness isn't about being a martyr. It is about standing in your sovereignty, standing true to your values and what's important to you, and standing true to your truth, your inner truth, the truth of who you are. And as you come more into the essence of you and really spend time with the essence of you this week and get to know yourself even better, and be willing to stand in that truth with love, with compassion for others, knowing that each one of us has our own truth and is in the process of discovering what that is, that you will be able to navigate the world in a much different way, and your experience of it, because of the way you're navigating it, will shift. So it's not about changing the world outside of you to make yourself feel safer or better. It's about changing yourself within so that you can feel safe and happy and content no matter where you are and what's going on around you. But by doing that, you actually create a ripple effect in the energy surrounding you. And what resonates with you is going to resonate with that sense of inner peace, that sense of contentment, that sense of knowingness, that sense of sovereignty, that sense of the essence of you. You're going to attract more experiences into you that resonate with the truth of who you are, the more that you're willing to lean into the truth of who you are. It's science. It's not woo-woo. It's actual science of how energy vibrates and how it's attracted or repelled. Think about magnets and things like that, right? So it kind of works like that with the law of resonance. You're going to repel the energy that's not in alignment with you. You're going to attract the energy that is. So whatever you are is what you are experiencing. So if you want a different experience with your family, if you want a different experience with the world, if you want a different experience in your finances, in your business, anywhere you want change, this is where you want to show up as much as you can, uniquely as you, knowing the essence of you. And the only way to do that is to feel and to come into that heart space and to be willing to do that work. So that's the invitation this week. Things are going to be a little intense. The call is to be compassionate with yourself and everyone else. Bring more love, more love, more love. What would Jesus do? So I hope you guys have a great week. I'll be here every day to help you navigate through it. And hello there. I'm just wrapping up, but you're more than welcome to come back and watch the replay. And I did want to let you guys know that I do have an offer going on right now to help you navigate these energies a little bit better with all the eclipse coming up and help prepare you for 2021. And saw more of that stuff away. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's really loud here. Saw more of that stuff away that's not serving you before 2022 starts, so that you're ready to start your year right out of the gate with a lot of success. So $150 for 4 weeks. You'll get a very personalized advanced numerology reading from me. It's a voice recording that you'll receive either via Voxer or Facebook Messenger, whatever's easier for you. And that's $150 for the 4 weeks. So it's a special offer that I don't usually do, but I'm offering it right now because I really want to help support you guys through these next 4 weeks and set you up for a successful 2022. So if you're interested in that, you can drop me a line in the comments, or you can message me, or you can click the link in the description and set up a chat to talk with me about it if you want to do that, and we'll get you started. So have a great week, you guys. I will see you again tomorrow for the daily energy. Bye-bye for now.